Greetings, 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 and welcome to Tea Time with Iyanla, because I've got some tea for you today. I thought I would do a global community connection, but this isn't really about that. This is about something that I found, something that I saw that I want to share with you because you may not have seen it. So I want to share it with you. Um, So you need a pencil, you need some paper. Get it now and get your tea. This is my tea. What kind of tea do you have? Tell me in the chat. What kind of tea do you have? Okay? I've got mint because this is really exciting. I'm telling you, get a piece of paper or some paper and get a pen because we've got something to go through. Okay, Danielle has ginger tea and Tiffany has hibiscus tea. And where are you calling in from? Where are we having tea with? This is going to be a universal tea time, but I have some information for you. Did you go to Gail King's birthday? Absolutely not. Too much energy for me. Hibiscus tea. Hey, Charlotte, North Carolina. Philly has ginger peach tea. I like that. I like that ginger peach tea. I am an English breakfast person. I don't like Earl Grey. I don't like lunchtime. I really, really do like oh wait, let me make myself bigger. I really like English breakfast tea. Hey, Texas, get your pencil and your paper and sit down. I know some of y'all will not make it to the end because we're so busy running around and doing so much. But I'm telling you, I got some information for you today. I've got some end of year information and I've got some begin the new year information. And you're going to want this information, okay? Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, Athens, Georgia. Kansas City, Missouri is here. You got your tea. African red rubios. Oh, that is so good. African red rubios. That's a good tea right there. Okay, that is a good tea right there. So, listen, this is what happened. This is what happened. Okay, I don't do a lot of stuff on social media. I really don't. But every now and then I go on looking for something. And so I was on YouTube actually looking for a quilting pattern because I'm working on some quilts. I was looking for a quilting pattern and I saw this message. It said, focus on yourself in 2025. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was kept looking and then I saw it again. Focus on yourself in 2025. Said, okay. Now, I work a year from the numbers. That's how I work the year. I look at the numbers. You'll see Joy in the background. Anytime I come down here, he comes down here. But anyway, I work it from the numbers. And 2025 is a 9 year. And 9 has a specific meaning. And it didn't seem to me to be focused on yourself. But okay, what do I say? I got on again the next day and I saw the same message again. And I said, wait a minute, hold up. The universe is trying to tell us something. So I just want to share with you what I saw. Okay. So when I get back on the thing, I go and I start looking for the message. And this is what I found. Let me show you what I found. All right. I found that same message. Focus on yourself. Simon Sinek, who is the leadership guru, he had put the message up. Focus on yourself in 2025. There were 130,000 views in 2 weeks. Then Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks put it up. There was 73,000 views in 13 days. Then Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is the scientist, the master scientist of consciousness and creation and co-creation, he put it up. He had 47,000 views in 4 weeks. Oprah did the same message, focus on yourself in 2025. She had 28,000 views. Denzel Washington did the same message, 45,000 views. I said, wait a minute, hold up. The universe is speaking. Let me pay attention. Then I found Steve Harvey had done the same thing. Bishop T.D. Jakes had done the same thing, and Brene Brown had done the same thing, all in this course of about 4 weeks. I said, wait a minute, the universe is trying to say something here. Let me pay attention. Now, when the universe presents something to you, over and over and over. Peace and love to you, beloved. Make sure you have a pencil and some paper. I got some information for you. I got some insight. The universe is speaking. So me being the technician that I am, I added up all of those things. I said, wait a minute, the universe has just spoken to 329,000 people. Now, that's only 0.2% of the world's population, but 329,000 people is a lot of people. I don't know how many crossed over or whatever. So I went in and I listened to each and every message. And you know what I said? I said, oh goodness. Drink your tea, drink your tea. This thing is on, all right? The universe is talking to us and we need to listen. I listened to each and every message. Now, first of all, I was saying to myself, okay, these are all your big motivators, Oprah and Brene Brown and Bishop Jakes and Steve Harvey. How come nobody invited me to ask them read the message? Because it was the same message, just a little bit added here, a little bit taken away there, some people added their own flair. Ain't nobody asked me to read the message. I said, wait a minute, hold up. That's the ego. You do it the way you do it, they do it the way they do it. But it was the same message with a little twist and a little turn, but it was so profound. How many of you have you listened to any of them? Oprah's or Joe Dispenza's or Brene Brown's or Bishop Jakes or Denzel's message? You know, Denzel has some wonderful, wonderful motivational messages that he's doing. So I said, wait a minute. This is the tea. You see my cup? You see my cup? That's what my cup says. Anywho, I went in and I listened to each and every message. Most of them started the same way, but then down in the middle, they got a little different. Hey, Bay Area, welcome, 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 welcome. And so I said, what is the universe? What is life? What is God saying to us? And if 329,000 people heard that, and they didn't ask me to do it, so that means the people that listened to me didn't hear it. Okay? I don't know how many of those were crossovers, but anyway, I went in and let me tell you what I did. I took notes. Okay? So I want to share with you those notes, and then I've got a message. All right? Get your pencil and your paper. Get your pencil and your paper. Simon Sinek, Focus on Yourself in 2025. They listed his as the most powerful speech, although it was the same speech that everybody else gave. But anyway, he had 130 views in the course of 2 weeks. And here were the salient points that I pulled out of his. The best contribution you can make to your family, community, and the world is to become the best version of yourself. Write that down. He said, focus on your why. Your why, it is the internal compass that guides your decisions, fuels your purpose, and keeps you grounded in the face of uncertainty. What is your why, beloved? What is the why you are doing what you're doing? Just write it down. Don't try to answer it right now. I got something for you. We're going to do it at the end. He said, define your purpose. Your purpose is your why. I get 10, 20 letters each week. How do I find my purpose? Your purpose is your why. And without a clear why, your actions can become hollow without a deeper meaning. This is Simon Sinek, Focus on Yourself in 2025. He said, taking care of yourself is not a sign of selfishness. It is essential to your ability to take care of others, mothers, wives, fathers, husbands. Your self-care is essential to your ability to take care of others. And then he reminded us of that thing, secure your own mask before you try to secure other people's masks. Okay? How many of you need that? How many of you need to clarify your why? Put it in the text. Put it in the chat. I need a why. I need a why. Okay? All right. That was Simon Sinek. Okay? That's what he said. Now let me tell you what the other people said. Hold on. Write down the ones that you need. Okay? Write down the ones that you need, and I'm going to tell you what to do with them in the end. And I'm also going to tell you why they didn't ask me to come do any of it. Okay? I'll tell you why. Esther Hicks. I love Esther Hicks. She has those animated things every day, and lovely messages. This one is deep, y'all. Okay? Pay attention. Do your beliefs match your desires? Oh my God. Does what you believe about yourself and life match what it is you say you want? Do you believe you can have what you want? Do you believe in your ability to be or do or have the things you desire? Are you contradicting your desire with a belief that opposes it? Come on. Oh, let me have some tea. Are you contradicting your beliefs with your desires, what you want, with a belief like it's too hard, it's too late, I can't afford it, I can't have it? Are you contradicting your desire with a belief that opposes it? Are you happy with your internal completion that blocks your desire? Meaning, are there things you started and didn't finish? Or did you start toward the thing you want and then stop, or whatever? Are you happy about that? If you are waiting for a condition to change, a situation to end, something outside of you to be different before your desire can manifest, then you are screwed. Have some tea. Esther says, you are a vibrational being. Write that down. I am a vibrational being. Then she went on, she got 2 pages, okay? She went on to say, because you are a vibrational being, it requires that your desires and your beliefs are a vibrational match. Is what you are believing about what you want in vibrational alignment with what the thing that you say you want? Your ability to manifest your desires requires vibrational alignment between the things you desire and what you believe. She said, get rid of doubt before you get doubtful. Write that down. Get rid of doubt before you get doubtful. And she had 72,000 views. When who you are and what you want and what you think about on a regular basis are a vibrational match, only then can your desires manifest. When they are not a vibrational match, you will doubt. Did you hear that? When what you are thinking, speaking, saying, holding in your heart is not a vibrational match to what you say you want, you cannot manifest your desires. It's not your mother, it's not your husband, it's not the kids, it's not the negative people at work. It is that your desire and what you're believing is not matching up. Can you write that down? Have some tea. Okay, that was Esther Hicks. That's what she said. Let's keep going. All right. Wait a minute. Let me do it this way. I want you to be able to see it for yourself and write it down for yourself. Okay. We got a few more, and then I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay. Not tell you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm going to give you some deeper insight. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he had 47,000 views. So 47,000 people saw this. I don't know if you were one of them. He said, where are you going in life? Focus on yourself in 2025. Where are you going in life? What do you want to achieve? What are your dreams? What is your purpose? Shift your focus inward. Write that down. Focus on yourself in 2025. Shift your focus inward. Now, he's the scientist. He's the scientist. Dr. Joe has matched it up with chemistry and biology and all manner of stuff. He is the forensic spiritual scientist. He says your brain is rewiring itself. In 2025, a 9-year, your brain is rewiring itself. Your future is waiting to be created. Okay? Every second spent running your old programs is a second spent creating more of your past. How many people do that? Telling the same old story about how boo-boo left you and how your mama don't love you. Telling that. You're creating more of it. Then he said, you are not stuck in being who you were yesterday. The time for change isn't coming, it is here. And no one else can do this work for you. Please write that down. The time for change is here. No one else can do the work for you. Now, I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you some truth. So last week, I had an upset in my spirit about somebody. I just didn't want to be in the person's presence. Just the thought. Greetings, Berlin. Thank you for being here. I just didn't want to be in their presence. And that's, I love people. I couldn't understand why I was feeling that way. Hear me? Wait a minute before you go flipping off to Netflix. So I sat down. What did he say? Begin within, go within. I said, what is this? What is it that is bringing me this upset with this person? And I know if you can name it, you can claim it. If you see it and you name it, you must claim it. That means it's yours. When I sat down and I got still and I asked the Holy Spirit to shine a light on the situation, you know what I found out? Let me have a sip of tea. She is who I used to be. Hear me? I was looking at this person, upset with them, because she represents who I used to be. She does what I used to do. She acts the way I used to act. And here's the big part. Get your tea. I haven't forgiven that part of myself yet. Still ashamed of it. Still guilty about it. Still angry. Still upset about it. So I was projecting onto her the things about my old self that I have not forgiven. Nobody can do that work for you. I guarantee you, if you've got anybody in your life that you are upset with, it's because they have done, remind you of something in you that you haven't neutralized yet. Focus on yourself. In 2025, let me have some tea. Okay? I had to do the forgiveness work. I had to do the forgiveness work. I had to forgive myself for who I used to be. I had to forgive my judgments of who I used to be. I had to forgive the bad behavior, the ugliness of who I used to be, and stop projecting that out on somebody so that I could be in this person's presence. I'm so proud of myself. I was horrified. I was horrified. Joe Dispenza said, your brain is rewiring yourself. Okay? Your brain is rewiring itself. So you may see things and get things in 2025 that you never thought were possible. Okay? Hold on. Got more. Denzel. I love Denzel. Be still my foolish heart. Anyway, did y'all know he got baptized and he's a minister now? Okay. Anywho. He said, and he had 45,000 views in 4 days. 45,000 views. Take a moment to reflect on the person staring back at you in the mirror. That person staring back at you in the mirror is your greatest responsibility. That person staring back at you in the mirror is the foundation of your future, the architect of your destiny, the only person who can truly change the trajectory of your life. Who's staring back at you in the mirror, beloved? Make a bold decision to focus solely on yourself. Not in selfishness, but in self-preservation. Then and I'm telling you, they were all saying the same thing. They started the same way. They just added little pieces in between. He said, dreams do not work unless you do. Dreams require you take risks and step out of your comfort zone. Do you know how uncomfortable it was for me to say I was projecting onto somebody something that I hadn't forgiven in myself? That was very uncomfortable, but I had to be vulnerable to the truth that was hidden in my being. He said, in 2025, your dreams require action. Dreams require you to be consistent even when the progress feels slow. So now let me ask you this. How many of us have given up on a dream, a desire, because it was moving too slow? Or how many of us are doing something and we think it's not working because the progress is slow. That's because our attention is split. That's because our brain is holding on to too much stuff. Oh, get your pencil. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm telling you, okay? It's going to be good. Focus on yourself in 2025, the 9 universal year. I'm going to tell you what that means in just a minute. We got some more stuff to look at. All right? Here we go. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me get out of here and let me go into here because I want the message to be bigger than my face. Here we go. That was Denzel. Oprah. Oprah had 28,000 views, and she did this 4 weeks ago. She has this whole new YouTube channel, but I know there's so much on the internet, just like y'all are jumping all over the place, can't sit still to get this message, but that's okay. Those who are supposed to get it will be here to get it. Those who aren't interested will leave. Where are you going in life, and what do you want to achieve? Ask yourself, where am I going? Am I just paying rent, paying bills, raising kids? Where am I going in life, and what do I want to achieve? This was good, this piece right here. Society bombards us with messages telling us we must keep up with others. How many of that? How many of us got BBLs and teeth and wrinkles and all kind of stuff because we think we have to keep up with other people? We compare our behind the scenes struggle because everybody has a behind the scenes struggle. I just told you all one of mine. What is your behind the scenes struggle? Everybody compares their behind the scenes struggles with everyone's public success and end up feeling inadequate. Has that ever happened to you? Have you seen somebody rise or grow or whatever, and then you feel like, oh God, my stuff has never happened? Oprah said, get crystal clear about what you want. Do you know the other day I said, Iyanla, what do you want? What do you want? Now, I know what I want to do, but what is it that I really want? It's changed, and I hadn't gotten in touch with it. Anyway, wake up every day striving to be better than you were the day before. Well, after I forgave the part of myself that I was mad at, I woke up the next day. I began feeling better. She said, let your healing meet your hustle. Now, you know, when I did the GCC 2 weeks ago, I said, make your healing your hustle. There's only one mind. There's only one mind. She said, let your healing meet your hustle. You know, everything that you're doing to get ahead, to pay the bills, to buy the house, to take care of people, make that same hustle about your healing. She said, let your wounds become your gifts. That wound that I had of holding myself hostage to who I used to be, because I was a mess. I tell you, I was a hot ass mess. Oh my God. I told you all I wasn't a hoe, but I was hoish. And I wouldn't know the truth. It was naked, swinging a penis in front of my face. I wouldn't have known the truth. All right. And those were wounds that I had. I had to heal them. And they are my gifts because now I am committed to the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. And all of the hurts that I've had have become the things that I've investigated and found the technology of so that I can share the healing aspects of them with you. Let inner peace fuel your purpose. So many of us don't have inner peace, okay? That's what Oprah said. Focus on yourself in 2025. I saw that message everywhere. I'm sharing with you what I got out of it, okay? And then I'm going to tell you something else. Steve Harvey, the Family Feud master. Hear what he said. We often go through life automatically, letting things happen to us. Raise your hand, put it in the chat if you feel like something is happening to you as a result of this or that or the other. I cannot tell you how many letters I get from people complaining about their mama. I can't tell you, or their husband, or their sister, or somebody. We let things happen. Make 2025 the year you focus on yourself and your personal growth. Underline that. Make 2025 the year you focus on your personal growth. Focus on your evolution. Somebody get on Webster and look up evolution, because I don't want y'all to think I'm talking some foo-foo caca stupidness. Focus on your evolution, the organic growth and expansion of who you are. As you grow, you start to glow, and your light inspires others on their journey. Oh, let me have some tea. I want to glow in the dark. Okay? I don't know about you, but I want to glow in the dark. And the world that we in right now is pretty dark. All right? Make 2025 a year of radical self-discovery. Write that down. Unapologetic authenticity. Write that down. And bold leaps into the directions of your dream. Do you have a why? Do you have a dream? Are you letting life happen automatically? Stay devoted to your vision. What's your vision, beloved? If I were to say to you right now, what is your vision for yourself and your life? Could you put it in the chat? Stay anchored in your why and fiercely committed to your growth. That's what they mean by focus on yourself in 2025. Commitment to your growth, to your evolution, to your healing. Grant yourself permission to want what you want. How many of us won't want what we want because we don't know how it's going to happen? Have a what, not a how. Feel what you feel. Feel what you feel. Don't deny it. And chase things that light you up on the inside. What lights you up on the inside besides sex and happy flowers? Sex and happy flowers and brown liquor. Okay? Whew. Steve said, dream big, act bold. Write this down. Trust yourself. Now, Steve only had 3.5 views at 3 weeks ago because I don't think people look for him on the whatever the thing is, the Instagram, the Facebook, the whatever. Okay, wait a minute. Let's just do a little recap here. Write down in the chat something you got that you need. Write it down. Write it down. Let me see it. Come on. Don't be a passive participant. Write down. What did you hear that you need? Put it in the chat because that's what 2025 is about. Utilize my JM degree that God allowed me to obtain. Okay? Can you see it? All right. Focus on yourself. It don't mean me, I, gimme. It means your growth, your evolution, your change. And I'm going to tell you, trust yourself. Good. Trust yourself. Good. Trust what you hear. I like that one. When you glow, you become a light for other people. Yeah. Okay. What else? Keep dreaming and focus on self. What do I want? Yeah, to believe in my magic. Yeah, baby. Focus on myself and trust myself. I'm devoted to my vision. Do your beliefs match your desires? That's huge, baby. That's huge. Do your beliefs match your desires? If you have a desire, do you believe you can have it? Wait a minute. We got 2 more. And then I'm going to give you all some different insight. I keep doing this. Let me do it this way. Okay, write it down, keep putting it, be committed to your growth and evolution, focus on yourself in 2025, okay? 2025. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. I'm going to tell you why. Greetings to everybody out there. If you like it, if you know somebody who needs it, call them, tell them to bring their pencil and their paper. I got some good goodness for you, all right? Then Bishop Jakes, love Bishop Jakes. Now this picture and this message was from 2 days ago. So for everybody who's on the internet talking about he had a stroke and he's drooling and his lip fell off, shut up. Stop it. Focus, he says, it's time to focus on yourself in 2025. It's not selfishness. It's sanctification. Let me have some tea. Is your life sanctified? Whether you go to church or not, I'm not talking about that. Sanctified. Do you hold yourself and your life as holy? Holy, a holy place, a dwelling place of the Most High. I don't care what it looks like. Do you hold it as that? The bishop said it's a deliberate consecration. Focusing on yourself is a deliberate consecration of your energy, your soul, and the time that God has placed in your hands. We spend too much time chasing one goal after another, conforming to societal expectations. Telling you all the day I was driving around, minding my business, listening to my little thing, and the Holy Spirit said to me, why do you need money in the bank? I said, excuse me? Why do you need money in the bank? I said, so that I have financial security. And so I heard, so financial security is money in the bank, not your God, not your source. I said, leave me alone. Leave me alone. We get tricked and slipped into thinking these weird things. Because if you've got a disease, if you're going through a divorce, if your child goes wayward, Money in the bank ain't gonna help you. I got degrees up the wazoo, certificates of everything. And when my life falls apart, none of that helped me. I have to go within. He said, in the hustle of life, comparing and grabbing and getting, we lose sight of who we are and what we are capable of. The time to focus on yourself is now. You owe it to yourself to prioritize your well being, recognize your worth, and step boldly into the life you were meant to live. But if you don't have a why and you don't have a vision, you're not going to be able to do that. So you've got to take this time. And I'll tell you why 2025 in a minute. We have to take this time to focus on ourselves. Okay? All right. The last one, Brene Brown. She had 992 views and she just did this 3 days ago. And she's got a huge audience, so I know her people will get it. She says, focus on yourself in the year 2025, reflect on your life, write that down, and recalibrate your path. That is huge. Recalibration. I'm talking about it. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. 2025 awaits with endless possibilities, opportunities, and challenges. See, we think that as we're going along and we're growing and we're shifting and we're healing, that everything should be sweet and rosy. No, challenges come to build your muscle. Challenges come to allow you to put into practice what you speak and what you espouse. She said the world constantly demands our attention. So it is essential to reclaim our energy and prioritize our own well-being. And we have been taught, particularly women, we have been taught that we are obligated and responsible for everybody. And men feel that way too. That's why a man will work and work and work and won't take a class, won't go to a workshop, won't sit down, won't learn to meditate. You know, if he's not in church, he probably ain't praying. Okay? Embracing vulnerability is the most powerful and transformative step you can take. Let me tell you why that's important. Let me come up and get in your face. Let me tell you why vulnerability is important. Remember what I told you about me recognizing that I hadn't forgiven who I was? I had to be vulnerable in that moment. Vulnerability means looking at the ugly places, looking at the ugliness, looking at yourself and opening yourself to have a new awareness of what that thing is. You think I want to come to you and tell you that I'm walking around with shame and guilt and bitterness and anger about who I used to be? No, but I want you to know if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Okay? It can happen. And we have to be willing to be vulnerable. And we've been taught that vulnerability is weakness. It is not. What Brene is saying, what God is saying, what the universe is saying is it's a strength. Because only when you're vulnerable to tell the truth about what you want, what you feel, what you're doing, can you open yourself to new possibilities, new opportunities, new evolution. You recalibrate your brain. Remember, Dr. Dispenza said your brain is rewiring. Why? Because we're in a 9-year. Everything is completing. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Get your pencil. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to tell you about recalibration and what that's going to look like. Okay, here we go. Brene said, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we stop pretending to be something we're not. Hello? How many of us go out each day pretending we're okay when we got a hot mess of poop sitting in the kitchen or in the bed or in the bank or whatever? How many people walk around looking like $1 million and got a credit score of 502? How many? And won't tell nobody and scared to death to do anything about it. Here, write this down. Be vulnerable enough to let yourself know the truth, even if you don't know what to do about it. Sometimes you just gotta know a thing. You don't have to know what to do about it. But if you don't let yourself know it, the Holy Spirit, the life, love, peace, whatever you want to call it, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Baha'u'llah, Olodumare, can't come in and give you new ideas. You got to let yourself know the truth. Your husband's cheating. The lump in your breath means something. Your butt has gotten too fat. Whatever it is, you're spending too much money. Okay? You're not telling people how you feel. Whatever it is, you've got to let yourself know the truth, even if you don't know what to do about it. Please write that down. True power comes when we stop hiding behind the mask and step into the power of who we truly are. There may be people in our life that you need to say something to them, but you don't know how to say it, so you act like the way they're acting is okay. It's not okay. You can't accommodate bad behavior, okay? Celebrate your strengths and acknowledge your efforts, even when the outcomes aren't perfect. Because sometimes you have to say things to people or you have to do things and you want them to come out left and they come out way to the right. Or you want them to come out right and they come out way to the left. Okay? So that happened. Let me tell you, these are the biggies: Oprah, Denzel, Steve, Bishop Jakes, Joe Dispenza, Simon Sinek, Esther Hicks. They're saying the same thing. Focus on yourself in 2025. Well, Miss Iyanla, how am I supposed to do that? I got 3 kids. I got bills. I got a student loan. I'm in school. Booty, 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 booty. Drink some tea. You see my cup? You see my cup? You see what my cup says? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's where you begin. Here's where you begin. Hi, Brene. Get focused. Let me say that in a more loving and spiritual way. Get focused, beloved. Get focused. How authentically are you being and living? I mean, are you feeling what you feel? Are you doing what you desire? How authentically are you living now? Or are you living up to what society, your family, your mama, your husband, your teacher, whatever, what they want you to be? Are you authentic? Are you being authentic? Are you letting people get away with all sorts of bad behavior? Are you letting yourself get away with bad behavior? Okay? I told you all about my quilting fabric. I was just crazy. All right? Do you have a clear vision of where you're going? If I were to say to you right now, put your vision for your life in the chat in 20 words or less, could you do it? Do you know your why? What is your why? Why do you get up every day? Why do you go to a job that you hate? Why do you stay in a relationship where you're not fulfilled? Why? And if you love your job, why? How can you evolve? If you love your partner, why? And how can you all grow and heal together? It's not all negative. Sometimes you got to take your good part and expand that to be better too. Where are you on the scale of self-care? If the scale is 1 to 10, where are you? Where do you fall? Self-care, self-care of your mind, care of your heart, care of your body, care of your spirit. Where are you? 1, 5, 8, 10, -6. Are you a vibrational match for your deepest desires? I have a desire. I have a desire. I'm not going to speak it out loud. Am I a vibrational match for it? I think so. So I have to know that if I'm vibing where this thing is vibing, it's going to manifest. It may not be as fast as I wanted to, but it is going to manifest. How are you handling your greatest responsibility, which is not the kids, not your aging parent, not your partner, not your job, but yourself in your life? How are you handling that responsibility? That came from Denzel. That came out of Denzel, okay? Here's the other thing: self-reflection. Have you forgiven yourself for who you used to be and how that person has influenced your life? For example, let's say you were in a relationship that you knew wasn't working and you stayed too long and the person really dogged you out. And now I'm not going to trust again. I'm not going to love again. How about that? Or how about you had a friend who didn't keep their word, or your sister or your brother, they didn't keep their word, and they came to you in need and you helped them, and now they don't speak to you. And you still holding on to that. Have you surrendered everything and everyone that stands between you and the highest vision of yourself? Have you done that? Do you know how to do it? So, that says so, but it's, do you have compassion for yourself, for your weaknesses, for your flaws, for your wounded places? Do you have compassion for them? Not hiding them, not denying them, and not serving them, not being enslaved to the fact that you were sexually molested or abandoned or adopted or divorced, not being a slave to that, but having compassion that you went through it and asking the right questions so you can get the lesson. Are you doing that? Do you have the same compassion or lack of compassion for everyone else in your life or in the world? You know, we can beat up on people. We can talk about what people did to us and how they did it. But let me ask you this. Do you know how many people are on a therapist's couch right now because of you? Because of their interaction with you. We always think of what other people did to us. We never think of how people experienced us. And the truth is, whatever you were experiencing about them, they are experiencing the same about you, because life is a mirror. We're always going to be mirroring. All right. Woo! Who? Put in the chat. Tell me something you heard that you need. Where are you in compassion? Where are you in self-care? Put it in the chat. Come on, you're going to participate. I'm not just going to be here drinking tea by myself. All right. What's your why? What's your vision? I don't see no visions. I don't see no visions in the chat. I want to see a vision. I want to see a vision. I want to know what's your why. What is your why? I can tell you my why right now. I can tell you my why right now. My why is to facilitate the evolution of consciousness and healing among humanity, one mind, one life, one spirit at a time. That's my mission. That's my why. That's why I do what I do. That's why I study. That's why I went in and listened to all of these things. Took me 3 hours. Okay, I could have been quilting. Okay. To be a better version of myself. Do you have a vision of what that looks like, my beloved? You can hug me. I'm going on tour in 2025. So wherever I come to, you come there and hug me. All right? Never thought about that one. My why is my kids. Focus on yourself in 2025. You just did the very thing they told you not to do. Yes, you're going to provide for your kids. Yes, you're going to take care of your kids. But don't you know when you glow, your light inspires others? Focus on yourself, not the kids. Don't mean you throw them outside and let them eat cat food in the park, but it means that you got to focus on you. Focus on you. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in a minute. How many of you, let me ask this question. How many of you really, how many of you, this is frying your brain to say, focus on myself? What the hell does that mean? Put it in chat. Put it in the chat. My brain is fried. My brain is fried and the smoke is clouding my vision. Put it in the chat. Come on. Because nobody's ever taught us how to do self-care as a sanctification and a consecration of our divinity and holiness. Nobody's ever taught us that. Nobody ever told us that. I didn't know that. I thought it was selfish. I thought it was selfish to think about me, to put me first. I thought it was selfish. Can you hear me? My brain is fried. I know. My brain was fried. My brain was fried, stinking up, frying like a burnt piece of bacon. Have a sip. Drink some tea. Come on, drink some tea. Read the cup. Read the cup. That's for you. That's for you. Okay? Okay. This is deep stuff. And I want you to understand why it's so important at this time. Okay? This is why it's so important right now. 2025 is a non-universal year. You know, we're just coming out of 8, which was power, authority, and money. I don't know how you did. I did very well. Okay? Power, authority, and money. 9 is a universal energy of completion, of humanitarianism, of devotion. 9 is an ending that prepares us for a new beginning. So listen to me, beloved. You don't have to believe me, but you're going to see it. Many, many things are going to end in 2025 in your life, in the world. Things are evolving, shifting, changing. Do not be surprised at the number of transitions or deaths that you encounter in a 9-year. Because people who are not in the vibrational frequency of healing, growth, and evolution, they're going to leave here in all manner of ways. Of course, a lot of people die every year anyway. I don't like to say die. I say transition. That means they go and they start all over. All right? So for all of us, this is what 2025 means. Releasing what no longer serves us. If there's anything in your life that doesn't serve you, doesn't bring you joy and peace and happiness, if it's not in alignment with your why, if it's not in alignment with your vision, and it's not, you can't heal it, let it go. The marriage, the job, the habit, the whatever it is. If not, the universe is going to yank it out of your hot little fists. Embracing the flow instead of forcing progress. When you have a clear vision, when you have a clear intention and you set that and you're going along and things go left, don't try to force them back right. Go left. Surrender and complete what has reached its natural end. If it's the marriage, if it's the friendship, if it's the anger, if it's the unforgiveness, if it's the eating habit, if it's the declaration, whatever it is, if it's not bringing you what you desire, release it, surrender it, complete it. We must return to compassion, empathy, and underline their spiritual principles. People do not live by spiritual principles. They live by self-created wahala, all right? We have to shift our focus from our individual need, meaning I want this, I want that, and this, if they get it, I can't have it. I got to get it, grabbing, putting more emphasis on profit than we do on purpose. We got to shift from that into how am what I'm doing? How is what I'm being? How is what I'm doing affecting and helping others? Whether it's your family, your community, the world. How is how I am being? How is what I am doing? Lifting, evolving, helping, healing, growing others. And how do I take care of myself in the process? 9 is about humanitarian values and heart-centered solutions. And if your heart is polluted, if your heart is broken, if your heart is in darkness, you're not going to be thinking about humanitarianism. You're going to be thinking about protecting and defending yourself. And finally, in the 9 universal year, we got to get out of power over, power under. That thing, I got it, you don't. I can do it, you can't. The whole premise of this past election, we got to get out of that. Ain't nobody got no power over you or me. People can barely have power over themselves in the face of a bag of potato chips. Okay? I'll just have one. You a liar. You're going to eat 20. Okay? Anywho, did you write that down? Did you write that down? If not, go back and look at it on the replay. Make healing your hustle. That's the way I said it. Oprah said, make hustle for your healing. The 9, universal energy, is a time for growth, learning, and expanding consciousness. Okay? Your reality is not just about where you stand today or where you want to be tomorrow. It is made up of everything that has ever happened to you, everything you've ever experienced, everyone you have ever met, anything you have ever done, and any feeling you have ever felt or denied. That's what your life today is about. Everything, everyone. So if you're still holding upset with your mama, your daddy, your ex, your brother, your sister, your coworker, the people that fired you, the union, the whoever, if you're holding that, it's making up your tomorrow, beloved. And that healing that requires self-awareness. What do I do? How do I do it? Why am I doing it? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I going for? Self-awareness is the key to transition, changing the structure and the form of what is into what you desire it to be. Okay? And can I say this? We all need help. Some of us are alone in our head without adult supervision. We are diagnosing ourselves and then writing the prescription. Write this down. Self-diagnosis is misdiagnosis. If you ain't tapping into something higher, greater, grander than you, you're going to misdiagnose because the ego wants to be right. The ego will tell you what the problem is in a way that keeps you in control. And as long as you're in control, the universe can bring you opportunity, possibility, healing, growth, self-awareness. I would love to heal myself. With all that I know, I got a coach. I got a prayer partner. I got an elder. that I call quite frequently and say, help me see this rightly. And I have a deep, intimate relationship with the God of my understanding. Can I tell you this? Listen to me. This is serious. And I'm confessing, I'm being vulnerable right now. I grew up having to take care of myself. I wasn't raised. Although I grew up in a two-parent household, they weren't my parents, but they were parents. They were adults. They were grown people. They didn't raise me. They didn't teach me anything. So I grew up from young, 9, 10, learning how to depend on myself to survive. I don't know if anybody out there is the same, but I learned to trust my thinking. And when I made a mistake, I beat myself up. And then I had a little, I couldn't trust myself. So I was hesitant and until I surrendered. I said, okay, God. And I was in a psychiatric ward in Brookdale Hospital in Brooklyn, New York, after attempting to take my life because I thought I had messed up so badly. Fast forward 40-something years. What I discovered about a month ago was there are places in me where I still don't fully trust God, where I will do it my way because the person I used to be still has a fear that if I totally surrender and trust, I won't have any control. Now that's me. You can, all of you can say whatever that's me. It's not everywhere in my life because for the most part, I am totally surrendered and I totally follow. But I discovered a place about a particular issue where I'll hear the instruction or the guidance and I question. Or I hear the instruction and the guidance and I'll do something else. I'll add a little bit to it or oh no, can't be that. Let me do. Now that's just me. I know y'all are probably so evolved. You don't do that. But in taking care of myself in 2025, I'm going to put that thing to rest. Okay? That little thing that comes between me and total surrender to my divinity, to my source. I'm going to put that puppy, he going to die. Make a transition. Just like the anger, the hurt, the guilt, the shame, the upset I have with who I used to be, that's going to die too, because it's a 9-year. I'm complete. What are you complete with now? All the biggies, Bishop Jakes, Simon Sinek, Joe Dispenza, Esther Hicks, Oprah Winfrey. They didn't have me on there, but that's just ego. They didn't have me on there because I needed to be here. We needed to break this thing down. Okay, because we flipped so quickly. We listened to the message. Oh, that was really good. Oh, that was really good. And then we don't know what to do with it. How much stuff have you received and still don't know what to do with it? How many? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Okay? Whew. And if you're one of them people out there that's relied on yourself for so long, I'm telling you, you got issues with obedience and trust. Well, let me not speak for you because you're probably highly evolved. I'm a human being. I need help. Let me have some tea. So, all of them gave a beautiful message and insights about what to do. Not one of them told you how to do it. Not one. They said do this or do that or do the other. And most people will listen to those videos and move right back to Netflix or IG or whatever. I've searched the world and I'm hard pressed to find a consistent process of practice that people can follow. That's because that's my job. That's my why. That's my purpose. So I thank all of them. And there's still some others out there that I didn't look at. I looked at the biggies, okay? But this is my part. So, how do you focus on yourself in 2025? How do you make your self care, your self preservation? How do you make the sanctification and consecration of your life your priority and still honor your other responsibilities? It requires change, baby. And there's some things that you are going to have to let go of. Making it up on your own is one. Fear is another. Doubt is another. Unforgiveness is another. Projecting and blaming is another. How do you do that? Last year, the Holy Spirit gave me a phrase. It was actually 2022. Awakening 1 million. Awakening to what? Awakening to the presence of love, life, divinity, the presence of your source, the presence of your creator, the presence of your divinity. Awakening 1 million. I didn't know what to do with it, so I sat with it. And then I was told, put it out in the world. And we started putting it out, just the saying, awakening 1 million. That's it. Well, round about October, oh, they went in and laid it out. What it is, what it has to be, what I have to do, what I have to offer. So when I started seeing these things about focus on yourself in 2025, I said, here it is. Teaching people how to focus on themselves and still manage the responsibilities that they have in life. Teaching people how to focus on themselves by healing the past and creating the future. Teaching people how to focus on themselves by healing the broken relationship they have with God's source, their creator, by healing spiritual abuse and wounds, healing church hurt, healing separation from each other. Awakening 1 million to what compassion is, what empathy is, what forgiveness is, what is trust, what is self-care. Awakening 1 million. They laid it out. I had to weep. Awakening 1 million is a process that you get to choose to participate in or not. It's a process that will give you something to hold on to, dig into, work with each and every day for a year or longer. It has 4 levels. The first level is for those people that have talked spirituality and ain't did a darn bit of work. It's the beginning of the journey. All the people who said, I got to do more spiritual work, I got to do more spirit, and they don't know what to do, so they don't do it. Level 1 is the initiate at the awake level. I'm awake. I know that there's more than this, but I don't have a foundation. So at level 1, you lay the foundation for your transformation from the physical to the spiritual, from the ego-driven to the spirit-led, from the intellect to the heart. Level 1. This level invites you to connect with an expanded presence of consciousness and embrace a new version of yourself. Some people are at level 1. They know they want to do, they just don't know what to do. And in this process, you can sign up and be a part of level 1, and everything you need will be provided. Lessons, meditations, work to do, things to consider at level 1. Then there's level 2. People who've been on the journey, who are awakening, but now they want to a deeper dive. They want to do the healing work. They want to do the healing work. They want to learn how to be vulnerable with themselves, to themselves, and with the universe. They want to expand their consciousness out of what's wrong and what's broken into what's possible and how I can make it happen. These are people who've done some work, but they're ready to transform totally some aspect of their life, their being, their experience. and they're ready to strengthen and practice spiritual principles in every area of their life, not just church, not just read the Bible and then go out on the freeway and cuss people out. No, I want to take it from theoretical to personal and practical. That's level 2. Level 3, these are people who've been doing the work and they know who they are and they have a why and they're on their purpose. And now they're prepared to start leading other people. They want to do something that's going to expand humanity, whether it's environmental or animal help or foster care, whatever. These are people that have a solid spiritual foundation. They're standing on it. They want to become more consistent in it so that they can become a demonstration and an example to others. That's level 3. And again, at every level, you will get what you need to do, how you need to practice. We're not telling you what to do. We're strengthening foundation. We're giving you principles. There are meditations. There are lessons. There will be interviews with other leaders. Then you have level 4. These are the people who know what they're doing. Oh, where's 4? I didn't put 4 in here. So let me come tell you about 4. These are people who are ready to teach other people. They got it. They've deepened it. They believe it. They're like me. They're trusting and moving most of the time. They have their tea. Maybe they're massage therapists. Maybe they're workshop leaders. Maybe they're social. Maybe they are social workers. Maybe they are therapists. But they want to format and structure how they do what they do in a way that serves at a higher level. They're into vibration. They're into frequency. Okay. And they want to learn how to maintain that, how to anchor that, and how to share it with other people. Because that's what I'm a technician. So I'm going to teach you frequency, vibration. I'm going to teach you process, but you got to practice. That's level 4. So Awakening 1 Million is a process that we're going to offer throughout the year, and everything that you need is going to be provided. How do you start? Well, you can start with the IV Digest, Your Growth and Evolution Handbook. It's a monthly publication that will come right to your mailbox. You can look at the table of contents and see what it is. Every month, you're going to get a principle, and you're going to get an in-depth article about that principle. Every month, you're going to get words of inspiration, of affirmation that you can practice for the week, for the month, depending upon the level that determines our contact. The lower the level, the greater the contact. The higher the level, the more things for you to consider. A level 4, level 3, you don't need to hear from me weekly. Level 1 does, because level 1 will get distracted. Level 2 will get distracted. Okay? In the latest version of IV Digest, Struggle, Suffering, and Reaching Your Star, how to struggle can lead you to your brightest self. See, we think that struggle, upset, difficulty, challenges, we think it's something bad. And sometimes it's just what we need to stretch and grow. All right? You're going to get a self-care workshop, a worksheet every month to help you learn how to take care of yourself while you're taking care of everybody else. How to take care of your mind, how to take care of your heart, how to take care of your body. You're going to get some highlights about what we're doing. And then you're going to connect with me, both on our channel and in other ways. So that's what you'll get in IV Digest. That's a good place to start. All right. And this is what your principle will look like. The month of December was surrender. Why? Because we're moving into a 9. We got to start letting stuff go. And this is what it'll look like. Not just going to throw it out there. Just throw it out there and leave you on your own. We're going to tell you how to work with it. So a good place to start, if you want to be a part of the Awakened 1 Million, a good place to start is with IV Digest. It's a small subscription fee, but it'll come right to your mailbox. You can go through it and work with it. We're also going to have a community board where you can go and ask questions and someone will respond to you. All of this is going to begin after the new year. We're not going to start it in 2024 because we got to get into the energy of the 9. For those who are really ready to deepen their relationship with God, source, creator, divine, those who have spiritual hurt or abuse, those who have church hurt, those who don't have no hurt, those who weren't raised with any kind of spiritual foundation, this is my invitation for you to join us for the Spiritual Study Sanctuary. It is a gathering, a weekly gathering for 6 months out of the year. We used to do 9 so we could birth a new way, but I have to take care of myself. And Spirit said 6 is enough. Where we look at sacred spiritual texts and break them down into practical, personal principles that you can apply to your life. Last week or 2 weeks ago when I was on GCC, I said if you have a broken relationship with God or no relationship, or you want to heal your relationship with the God of your understanding, this is not a religious treatise. Although we use books that could be considered religious, it's not religious. It's spiritual. And we study. We don't profess. We don't perform. I don't care if you believe. If you don't believe, you're doing your own work. I'm just providing you with information. I said the first 9 people to write me and say, I have a broken relationship. I want to heal my relationship. I want to deepen my relationship with God. I would give you free tuition to Spiritual Study Sanctuary. 4 people wrote me. Well, more than 4 wrote me. Let me tell the truth about that. More than 4 wrote. But when I gave them the assignment of what they needed to do to get the scholarship, 4 people responded. 4 out of all. So I'm going to issue that invitation again. If you have a broken relationship, if you want to heal your relationship, if you don't have any relationship with God, source, creator, something higher and more and divine, I will gift you your first month of tuition to the Spiritual Study Sanctuary. Here's what you have to do. Pay attention. And then when we respond, read the email. For the first 9 people, everybody can write in. We'll take the first 9. To customer@iyanla.com. In the subject line, put I have a broken relationship. I have no relationship. I want to heal my relationship. That's all you have to put. And we're going to send you something back. Read it and respond to it. And the first 9 people will have their first month of tuition free. After that, if you want to continue, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But 2025, focus on your personal growth and evolution. It begins with spirit. Another possibility. Okay, Spiritual Study Sanctuary. This year, we're going to be we're going to go through many books, but we begin with The Personal Life by Joseph Brenner and Living the Infinite Way by Joel Goldsmith. Those are the 2 books that we'll be working with first. It'll take us about 7 to 8 weeks to get through those books, okay? But when you get through those books, you're going to have a foundation. So if you're thinking about Awakening Level 1, Awakening Level 2, even Awakening Level 3, I want to encourage you to sign up for Spiritual Study Sanctuary. 10:30 to noon every Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. 10:30 to noon every Sunday. That's what we do. We do the lesson. You get the work. You get the tape so you can go back through it. You get things that you not assignments, but you get things that you can work with throughout the week. All a part of Awakening 1 Million. 10:30 to noon Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, except I think Easter and Mother's Day. And we make those decisions. Now, if you've done Spiritual Sanctuary before, then don't tell me you got a broken relationship. Don't tell me that, okay? Do not write in for the scholarship. Go back and look at your tapes from last season, all right? The Impersonal Life and Living the Infinite Way. You're going to need those 2 books. So if you can, go get them, okay? We got 1,111 people online. That's 1111. That's Ruby Fire. We invoke the Ruby Fire, and we ask the Ruby Fire to enter into those aspects and areas of our life that no longer serve us, and to burn them off, and to anything that's no longer useful, to burn it off, and to burn an opening for all that we need to come in. 1111, Ruby Fire, we honor you. Thank you. Okay. For those of you who are still working on money, money, wealth, abundance, prosperity, abundance, 40 days of abundance. This is a live, hands-on process that takes place every day for 40 days. Orientation is January 5th. The program begins January 6th. Level 1 are for those people who've never done abundance, or they've done it and they want a refresher. 40 days live, 1 hour, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The musical meditation begins at 7:30. And I always encourage people, do the musical meditation because it opens your heart and your mind. Abundance level 2. That means you've done abundance, you've had manifestations, and now you want to go to the next level. You cannot take 2 if you haven't taken 1. And if you register for 1, 2, we're going to check the records to see. Okay? You won't understand 2 if you haven't done 1. Level 2 is going to meet 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day for 40 days. If you can't be present, you'll get the recording. Level 2, we going someplace. Okay? Abundance begins January 5th. This is another good place to start. Another good place to start to awaken yourself into a new relationship with money. Spirit guided me about a month ago to offer this, the Young Warrior Circle for young men, ages 14 to 16, to meet with one of our premier coaches, Coach Robert Pruitt, to meet virtually online every Saturday for 3 months, to learn some of the spiritual principles required for boys to become men. 14 through 16 will meet at 10:30. Coach Robert, some of you know him, you may not, some of you know him, is going to add a session for boys 17 through 19. So if you're interested, if you've got a young warrior in your life, particularly if you're a single mom or a single grandmom or an auntie raising one of the young boys, we don't have anything for girls right now. We don't have anything for girls right now. But if you're a young mom or an auntie and you're concerned about the young warrior in your life, send us an email, customer@iyanla.com. Or no, we'll put the link up. Let's start putting the links in, y'all. Start putting the links in for Abundance 1 and 2, for Spiritual Studies Sanctuary, for the Ivy Digest. But we've got to do something with our young boys, because the symbols of leadership that are being held up before us are not loving. Let me drink some tea. Let me drink some tea. Okay. They're not loving, and we don't want our boys to show up in the way that the country is showing us. So we want to do something for these young boys. How do you teach a boy to express his feelings? How do you teach a boy to stand in his power? How do you teach a boy or a young man? I'm saying boy, 13, 14. How do you teach a boy to really stand in the truth of who he is? How do you do that? How do you do that? We don't really know, okay? But men know. And I've learned from raising my son, who's now 54 years old. I see the places in him, or I saw the places in him where I failed. And I have to be vulnerable enough to say that. There are many places in him that I failed. And, he's working it through because he does his work. He does his work. So I can't act like they're not there. Focus on yourself in 2025. All of the leaders are saying it to us. Let us understand what that means. It's not selfishness, it's sanctification. It's the way that we prepare ourselves to serve others, our community, our family. It's a gift that we give to ourselves and to God. Focus on yourself in 2025. 2025 is a non-universal year. You have got to be willing to let go of the things, the people, the situations that no longer serve you. Focus on yourself. And let me just say about the young warriors, don't force them to come. If they don't want to come, they don't make them come, because they won't get anything out of it. But ask them if they want to be in a community with other young men where they can learn how to feel and how to be. And it's not religious at all. Somebody says, no offense, Mom, but I'm not a Christian. Tell him to come. Tell him to come to the first meeting. And every circle, there are only 13 young warriors in a circle. So there may be many circles. There's only 13 warriors in a circle, and each circle begins with a parent meeting, because you have to know how to support this warrior as he goes through this process. Okay? All right. So you don't have to do that one. I know there are organizations out there, young men meet, but sometimes they're so addicted to the technology, the machines, they don't want to go out. All right. Whew. Focus on yourself in 2025. Do you understand why? Put it in the chat for me. How do you, I need to focus on myself in 2025 because what? Why do you need to focus on yourself in 2025? Put it in the chat for me, because I don't want you to walk away from this not knowing what you got out of this. If you didn't get a chance to get all of the notes, this replay will be up on Facebook. Go to my page, Dr. Iyanla Van Zandt. Go back through, or go listen to those messages for yourself. I listened to all of them, and I brought you the notes. Okay, my soul has a purpose, because it's self-preservation. Good. And we're going to learn how to create boundaries. We're going to learn how to stand in our no. We're going to learn how to trust what our heart is saying. And we're going to deepen our relationship with the God of my understanding. I'm so excited about Spiritual Study Sanctuary and where they want me to start. Again, none of this is religious, because I know so many of us have church hurt and religious hurt. It's good. So I hope you heard something today that is helpful. Always my desire to be helpful. The new year is coming. This cycle is ending. Go through your closets. Anything you don't want to take into 2025, get rid of it. I took 2 bags to the dump the other day. Get rid of shoes that you're not going to walk in anymore. Can you hear me? Get rid of shoes that you're not going to walk in. Clothes that don't fit you. Get rid of everything that doesn't fit you. Don't keep saying, I'm going to keep this till I lose weight or until I gain weight. Get rid of it. And beloveds, please be willing to live your life as though there's not a damn thing wrong with you. You see the cup? You are awesome. Keep that. Okay? Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. I did not greet Kwanzaa today. Habari Gani. Happy Kwanzaa. I'm so honored to have spent this time with you. Looking forward to some good times in the new year, Awakening 1 Million. Go check it out on my website, iyanla.com. Pick your level. And then in the new year, you'll get information about how to sign up and what you can expect. To all my spiritual warriors, deep bow to the Abundance Nation. I can't wait for us to be back together again, welcoming all new members to the Abundance Nation. Sanctuarians, I have so missed you. I have so missed you. I'm looking forward to us being together, welcoming in new sanctuarians. To all my rites of passage graduates, this year is rites of passage year. In July, so buckle up, get ready. Women from 18 to 86, we are doing rites of passage again this year. Also, men, we have something in the works for you. Coach Robert will be talking more about that, okay? Because I need to walk in my purpose, what I am here for. Excellent. That's why focusing on yourself. Habari Ghani from Kenya. Back to you, Kenya. Light and love to everybody. Thank you for spending this time with me. Tea time with Iyanla. I may do this once a month or so I can bring you things that I found or things that I heard in the news, because there's some craziness going on in the news right now that we need to talk about. Okay. Love you. Have a great, great Sunday. Have a great, great new year. Drink your tea and your brown liquor and have fun. Be safe. Bye.